9 p.m.?
No, not that late. I don't wanna be there at 9 p.m. I'm thinking like
I guess I'm more committed.
3 to 4 or something in that range. I mean, you say 9, I'll show back up.
Are we supposed to, are we starting?
No idea.
Lately, it's about 2:30.
Boy, this honesty after you hit your 10 years of just.
We're live.
We're live.
All right,
Okay.
let's bring the South Dearborn Regional Sewer District to order for the October meeting. Chris?
First up on the agenda is the approval of the meeting minutes from the September 9th, 2025 meeting.
So moved.
Entertain a motion to approve the minutes or the packet as presented.
So moved.
Second.
Got a first, got a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Pat, can you throw a signature and date on the bottom of that, please? Next up's gonna be the O&M report for the month of September. I will give that.
14.
Section 1, monthly activity report. Not a whole lot there. Nathan, Mitchell, and Stark and myself, we had our first progress meeting for the Project B that we're working on. That kicked off in sequence with MGP's shutdown, so we've been working. They've been doing pretty good at getting the clarifier done. I think they're putting some paint on today and starting to clean up the sand and getting ready to turn that one back on so we can start the next one. So, working on that. Nathan will update as when he gives his project update. Excuse me. Moving on to operational highlights. Just going through the charts there like normal. We were at about 55% of our flow capacities. 98.6 on BOD removal, 94.7 on TSS, 92.9 on ammonia, and 74.6 removal on phosphorus. Sludge processes and whatnot are down a little bit. You probably will start noticing or seeing that in your Rumpke bill. They're lower. We're not hauling near as much sludge as we used to now that everything's kind of operating the way that we hoped it would. So hopefully we continue to see that trend that direction. Budget, Section 2 budget report. Becky will give her report next. We'll refer to that. Section 3. Safety and security, we just continue to evaluate the safety concerns at the plant, address them as they come up. Next is compliance reporting. There's a little bit under this one this time, just it's kind of a big month. So I submitted our monthly DMR and MROs to IDEM. Let you guys know I did submit those about 6 days late this month. This month was kind of bad for me. A little busy, but they are submitted. We were violation free. Spoke with IDEM. Don't expect any repercussions of being a little bit late. As far as the Ohio EPA sludge permit renewal, that's been submitted. I haven't heard any response from Ohio EPA on that, so I'm assuming it's okay. They're still picking up coal buckets, so.
No news is good news on that one.
Should be good there. Next up is we started our DMR QA study. We finished it. We turned in for grading, and we passed everything except ammonia. I missed it by 0.6. So I had to order coal buckets. They call it a quick response retest. Should be good there. I received it. We started. Next up is we started our DMR QA. The next day I got time to do it. Probably be Thursday. I'm gonna run that Thursday. Get that submitted back in. Pretty sure I know what happened. It was our meter was set for calibration, so I sent it off to get it calibrated before we run this retest. So we should be doing that. You get notified of that? I figured you did. So I get that retested. We should be fine. And then our NPDS permit renewal was due the beginning of September. I made a mistake on that. I thought I had to notify them that we were going to renew our permit, but they told me they wanted the application at the beginning of September, so I dropped the ball on that. So with Nathan's help, we was able to turn that around in about 14 days. So we have that submitted in, and it ended up being right about 26 days late total. Part of the reason that was late was all of the communications was going to my old email from the EnviroLink email. I got all that switched over, so now they're communicating through the proper chains so that we can stay on top of it moving forward. So, again, with Nathan's help, we turned it around pretty quick. It's probably, what'd you say, 70, 80-page document that we had to go through, and we got it turned around as quick as possible. It's been submitted and should be set to be evaluated by IDEM and EPA. So. When I spoke to them, it didn't seem like there was going to be a whole lot of issues with me being late, but I just want you guys to be aware that if something does come up, that's what happened. So, next up is the maintenance report. Again, just the way that I kind of keep track of some things. And then maintenance issues to discuss. There's nothing new on there except I elaborated a little bit more on the flow meters. So we ordered all the flow meters. They came in to start installing them, and they found out that the conduit that they planned to use to get the wiring in and out of the vault to the building has collapsed just outside the vault. Their solution is they want to dig up the driveway and fix it. I want to take a minute and figure out if there's any other conduits that go that direction that we can utilize without having to dig up the new blacktop and create a mess out in the front of it. So, I believe all the meters have arrived to be installed. They could still be installed. It just might change where the actual display unit gets set, but this problem I'm working through. When I find the solution, I'll obviously let you all know, but where we're at on that. That's the only new thing in that section, so. And that's all I got. Is there any questions on the O&M report for the month of September? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to accept the O&M report as presented.
Make motion.
Got a
Second.
first, got a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next on the agenda will be the district's financial report. If Becky's ready, I'll turn that over to her right now.
All right, year-to-date through August, we are 198,000 below budget. Most of that is due to lower than budgeted expenses. Our revenue is within $215 of budget, which that's the closest I think we've ever been.
Wow.
We're below budget in employee and related, mostly due to, and so we will be getting a hefty bill for that. They've outsourced it to Crow this year, so it's taken a while because I think the auditor that's working on it is in California. So we have to do everything remote. So I have to scan, and it's been a long process, but so we'll be getting a good bill for that. Variable costs we're under in treatment chemicals, maintenance costs, utilities, and chemical hauling. That's about all I have.
All good things.
All good things, yes.
Is there any questions for Becky on the financial report? Hearing none, I'll entertain a motion to approve the financial report as given.
I make motion.
Got first,
Second.
got second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, we'll pay some bills. We'll do the regular monthly bills first for the district vouchers and whatnot. So I will, voucher log went out a little bit late this month just because, but you all should have hopefully got it and reviewed it. I'll entertain a motion to pay the monthly bills as presented.
Motion.
Second.
Got first, got second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Bills paid. Thank you. Start on this side.
Here's your other one, Chris, if you want that.
I'll give that a second to go around for a minute.
deluge to come about 11:30. All those reporters are gonna leave the courthouse and come here. Yeah, right. Just one place.
All right. Looks like those went around, so next up is depreciation vouchers. We don't have any of those this month, but we do have a project voucher. It's for CDS Engineering for the amount of $4,840 for, looks like, what's the correct terminology? Construction admin cost for the project so far, and inspections of the work that's being completed. Again, that totals $4,840. I'll entertain a motion to pay the project voucher.
So moved.
Second.
First, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yeah.
Project's paid, thank you. Thanks, Brian. And that commences paying the bills. Give that just a second and we'll move on to unfinished business.
Took 3 lines.
No, I already signed it.
Can borrow your pen again?
Sure.
All right, yep, moving on to unfinished business. Thank you.
Thank you.
First up is the wastewater treatment plant improvements, Project B, engineering and construction update. I will hand that over to Nathan. He can shoot out any update he might have.
Yeah, so Chris mentioned in his O&M report, we did take southwest, I will say, clarifier down, blasted it, recoated it. When we took it down, we did find, was it 2 small areas of structural repair on the underwater portions of the clarifier unit. Repaired those and are working on doing the final coatings to bring that clarifier back up. Looking forward, we're going to take the north clarifier down, do the same blasting evaluation for any structural damage and recoating on that unit as well. In the meantime, we've done some submittal reviews on equipment for the east plant blower replacements. Those blowers have been approved and put in for manufacturing. That does take, I think it was a 26-week lead time, Chris, if I'm not mistaken.
That sounds correct, yes.
So those blowers come in. HVAC equipment was also approved for manufacture as well. So I tell you that to tell you that we probably won't see a whole lot of on-site construction activity until that equipment's delivered to the site, and then the contractor will finish everything sequentially. But at this point in time, everything looks like it's on schedule.
The bar screen, screw auger and stuff, I did get something the other day that said that shipped, or set to ship at the end of December.
Thank you. Yes,
So
I forgot about that.
that could be where they start to move in and do that work if it shows up.
Everything's on track and on schedule. Any questions?
All right, anybody got any questions on the project update? All right, then we will move on to meter replacement update. I gave that during my O&M, just filled you guys in on where we're at. So is there any questions on the meter update? I guess I need to do that first. All right, none.
Is it gonna cost any more if they gotta move all that electric and everything around?
I don't know, so if they have to dig up the driveway, the company who's doing the install, they didn't really seem like they were that interested in, like, exploring that work. They wanted me to try to find somebody. I don't think digging up the driveway is going to be an option, so we will figure out a new course of action moving forward, if that's what we have to do. I'm not gonna let them dig the driveway up.
Don't they have it where they can bore up underneath it?
Yeah, so I've had some conduits, so I remember when we put the gate in, when I first started, I don't know who all was on the board then, but I had them bore some stuff under the driveway, and I think, I just have to find it, I'm pretty sure we can use that one. I just have to go up and do some exploring myself. I mean, they went with what they saw, like, that was blatantly jumping out at them, but I think we have other options in there, I just gotta go out and find them, so. Haven't really had a whole lot of free time to do that yet, but it's on my list of to-dos. My lab tech will be back in November, which will be a blessing. So,
Yeah, you have been busy, double dutying.
yeah. Yes, to say the least. 7 days a week. So anyway, yes, it could cost more, but I'm gonna find a different option. I don't wanna dig the driveway up, so.
Okay.
We'll figure it out, go from there. Any other questions on meter replacements? Hearing none, we'll move on to roof and soffit replacement update. I have on here task order B. Just put that on there because I wanted to let you guys know, and I included it in your packet. It's one of the task orders that I was going to approve and get going so that we can get the bid packet put together for the roof and soffits that we approved a few meetings ago. But I wanted to make sure that I put it out in front of you guys so you knew what was going on, so you could stay up to speed. So I'll get that one taken care of today. Is there any questions on roof and soffit replacement updates?
You know, standing seam, usually you get more years out of it than what we probably did. Is it just because of all the
I think,
corrosiveness of this plant?
I think a lot of it was the atmosphere in the locations.
Okay.
The last project that we did seems to have, I won't say changed the atmosphere, but definitely improved the atmosphere in some of those locations. So I would expect us to get, a little longer out of what we have when we replace it, because it's going to go back with the standing seam like it was. So.
Right.
Again, it's a wastewater plant, and it has its its days where it's really good, and it has its days where it's
Does it
not.
does it have holes in it? Has it corroded
The
through?
soffits and gutters, like the gutters ain't even, they're holy. I mean, they're very religious gutters.
Yeah.
There's some portions of the gutters that
The roofs themselves are still,
have corroded away entirely.
the actual roof structure itself is still in decent, I won't say decent's not a good word. It's not leaking.
Okay.
There's no holes that I found yet, but it's definitely on the verge of being in that state, so.
Is
Yeah.
this some of the money we used, or we were gonna lose it for the roof?
This is a project that we was doing out of the what do you call it? Depreciation or capital account.
Yeah.
This is, we had it rolled into the first series of projects, and we decided that it was something that we would handle outside through our own account. This gave us a little bit more flexibility on how to handle the project, so that's what was decided. So, like I said, I was just informing you all of the task order so that you can see it. I will be getting that taken care of today and turned over, and we'll get that part of the project started. Is there any other questions on the roof and soffit replacement or the task order that was presented for that portion of the project? Hearing none, we'll move on to the employee open position. Sorry, I lost my spot there. The open position still open. We have interviews in progress. We've interviewed four. I think we're going to do a total of 7 total employee, or potential employees before we
Yes, sir.
make a decision. One thing I would like to ask the board is what their feelings are on as far as, because let's say we do our last interview, say midweek, then is it possible that the board would be comfortable with or legal, let's go that route too, Andy, with the
Okay, got it?
interviewing committee
Okay, thank you.
being able to make a decision to offer the position out, or does it have to wait till the next board meeting to be approved? I guess this is my question. Like, can they make a motion today to be like, yeah, if the hiring committee says this is who they want to hire, that we could offer that out, or does it have to wait till the next board meeting to put us another month? I mean, because that's going to be November 12th, I think.
I think someone, let's see, if someone would like to make a motion to authorize the superintendent and the hiring group to extend an offer of employment upon an agreement of those individuals.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Okay.
However,
Easy one.
there's a caveat to this. We're hung up on that insurance thing again.
I was gonna ask about that.
It's gonna create a problem.
Do
If-
we
if
wanna
we-
just go ahead and give them insurance from day one?
I think it's the only way, or at least at the beginning of the month. Becky, is that how it would typically be?
It's normally the first day of the month following their 90 days, right?
So scenario before Andy throws his curveball.
It's not a curveball, it's just keep in mind that you're about to begin negotiations with the union.
Right, so
So
we interviewed 4 out of 7,
you're possibly taking away a carrot that you have.
but we interviewed 4 out of 7. We have one who is seemingly great so far, 3
Right.
more to go. The one who we really liked has young children, and we're asking him to take a risk for, what is it, 90 days?
90 days is our
And
current
he said, you
policy.
know, I'll do that because I really want the job, but I hate putting people in that position. He has, you know what I mean? It's 90 days where your kid gets sick and you're just SOL.
Well, and not only that, not only about what's upcoming, but I think you would open the door potentially for a grievance also. From, because our current doesn't, that's not what our current agreement says.
Good. Go ahead, Sean. I was wondering, okay, so if they keep it to 90 days, could we pay his COBRA for those 90 days? To keep him insured?
Right. Well, then the other caveat too is the grievance. If they file a grievance, was there anybody that missed out on insurance within
Yeah,
the
we've
90
made
days?
hires, what, our current agreement's been, what, for 3 years?
This one was a 5-year agreement.
5 years, so we've made hires in that window.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, the only way they'll be able to file a grievance on it is if they had an insurance claim that they had to pay out of their pocket within them first 90 days. If that didn't exist, then there's no way they can come back, file a grievance against us on that.
And in our
They can
last-
always file a grievance, it's a question of,
Right, I mean, but there's no harm, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
there's nothing. And like I said, and being from the union side, some is, they're not gonna buck getting more than what was previously given,
I will say we lost good candidates in our last round because of this.
So, I mean, like I said, the union's not gonna have a problem with offering something that is spelled out that we don't,
And that showed good faith to us too, Andy, in a way.
I mean, I think the way you would have to handle it is reaching out to them and say, hey, we just want you to be aware that this is how the board would like to move forward with this hiring process, and that we're willing to make that change officially in our next agreement. I think you just have to tell them that at the outset. In that way, I assume that then they're not gonna worry about doing agreements or anything if they know it's gonna be changed for everybody moving forward.
Right.
But I don't think you can offer it now to this person and then not offer it as part of the agreement.
there would be your, if you offer it now, and in the future we don't, that would be something they would complain about. But if we're planning on doing it to keep viable candidates, I don't see there being an issue with doing it now going forward.
And I hate seeing somebody without insurance, especially if they have it and they're leaving a job that's got it. But
Right.
he had mentioned something about paying the Cobra for the other one.
Right.
I don't know. The new, kind of same situation though.
Almost every person we interview, it's the first question they have. So is there any way around this, like,
Right. I mean, I just hate losing potentially good candidates just for that. I mean,
So I guess I'll give my 2 cents, and then I'll move on from this, but the policy that's in the current contract, in my opinion, is the policy that's antiquated at best. There's been so many changes to the insurance market in itself that I feel like we didn't keep up with the times, so. I guess if that's something that the board is wanting to potentially entertain, there'll have to be some sort of motion made and how they want to handle it as far as, like Andy put out, a way of wording it and presenting it to the union. I think that would have to definitely be done first. So I think that would be a motion that would be getting looked for, and then we could go back to the motion that was on the table and address it if we need to. So that's kind of where we're at on that. So if anybody has anything that they'd like.
Would they, I mean, would they start, before our next meeting? I mean, I guess they could, but I mean, if you're talking,
2 weeks.
you gotta do interviews yet, you gotta sit down and discuss the interviews and see if there's somebody that you all like, and then extend an offer, and then they've got to, I assume, would be telling whoever they're currently employed with, giving them 2 weeks. I guess the time frame is the question too.
I think we'd have an answer by the end of the week. We've been pretty lucky with candidates this go around, I feel like.
Yeah.
And would their insurance cover them through the end of the month?
Yeah.
You know, how long would their prior employer cover them? That's an up in the air too.
Yeah. Typically, that's a coverage through the month. You pay for the month. And then the way I personally, as superintendent, would like to see ours addressed is it would be the first of the month, the next billing cycle of the month after. Does that make sense? So like if you get hired on the 2nd, you're not going to go till the next month anyway. If you get hired on the 30th, you wait a day. That's kind of the way I would see it going.
I think we just do that, then make their hire date the beginning of the next month. That way, I mean, if they're gonna give their 2 weeks' notice.
Yeah.
It ends up, if it have to be 4 or 5 weeks in order to get to the next month, the 2 weeks puts them past the first of the month. Just let them know, hey, put in your 2 weeks, 2 weeks prior to the end of whatever month it is. And you start here on the first of the next month.
Realistically, we could be making a decision, like Austin said, maybe by the end of the week. So then that'd be 2 weeks. It'll put you at the beginning of November. So our next meeting ain't till the 11th, so 11 days in there before our next meeting versus the 2-week notice and whatnot. So potentially. I mean, that obviously fluctuates on who, what, when, and where, but, so. Whatever you guys, however you
I mean,
guys
I
wanna
think you
handle
could,
this.
what about if Sean would wanna amend his motion to extend the offer of employment to the candidate agreed upon by Chris and the hiring group, and provide this person with insurance benefits beginning on the first of the month after employment begins. So if he starts October 15th, his insurance would kick in November 1st, so long as the union has no objection.
That sounds fair to me, but.
I'll amend it.
I'll second that.
All right, so the motion is on the table is for what Andy just said.
I'm sure Becky's already typed it out accurately.
I got half of it.
We got a first and a second on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Next up, going right along with what we just talked about, I had a communications with the union BA, and he wants to get dates from the negotiation committee. Looks like there's two of them in this room, and he wants to start negotiating, or dates to start negotiating after October 20th. So you could be talking that talk while you're making an offer at the same time, so it could be a moot point for what we just discussed, but just depends on how they handle it. So if the three, I believe the negotiation committee consists of the three mayors, if you guys could at some point this week maybe put together some sort of communication between the three of you and get me some available dates and times.
Will you start the text and then we'll,
Yeah, we can do it via text, email, however you guys want to do it, I don't care.
And strap Kelly down.
But yeah, he said he wants to start after the week of October the 20th.
Kelly's going out for back surgery, I believe. He's gonna be like gone for a month. Isn't that right?
I think his surgery's the end of October, last week.
He'll be out for a while then.
So,
You'll be out before that if you get at the
I
end
don't know
somewhere.
how, he might be able to call in to a meeting with you two. I
Yeah.
can't speak for him, obviously, but he doesn't like them when they do.
Well, you can.
So,
You wanna just talk to him and see what he wants to do then?
I just have Chris send the email to you three as the committee, you guys figure it out.
Okay.
You know what I mean? No,
All right.
it's just,
No, that's fine. I
yeah,
mean,
that way.
okay, I will start that today, hopefully. And
and that's the last week of October?
I believe so.
Okay.
It's like the 30th.
try to get that lined up for some dates and times. So,
Do
I'll
we
take care of
hire
that.
outside?
Next up on new business is the NPDES
Last
permit
time I don't think we
renewal.
used-
Talked about that in the O&M report a little bit.
The mayor's met with them and-
That also is accompanied by another task order. We talked about this one a few months back as well, of bringing Nathan in to help us get that across the finish line. And as I said in my O&M report, I would not have been able to turn it around as quickly as we did without Nathan's help. So that's another task order that I will be taking care of today. It was in your packet for you guys to be able to review as well. So, update on that. Is there any questions on the permit renewal process and where we're at, or the task order associated with it? Hearing none, moving on. Another thing would be the DMRQA. Again, I don't know why I keep putting all this on here when I talk about the O&M report, but I will be running the test that we missed by .6, and getting that submitted in, we should be fine. So, is there any questions on the DMRQA study 45? Hearing none, good. Next up is just the property insurance renewal through Sites Agency. This was another, I don't know why they can email me to get a hold of people through the right email and phone calls, but all of the communications on the renewal of our property insurance, which includes our, holy shoot, we're about to lose that car.
Did he go down straight or is he back?
He's good. Anyway,
So,
all the communications on our property insurance, again, was going through my old email address that got changed at the beginning of the year. So this was actually expired on Monday. So I instructed him to carry it out. I'll present it to you guys. I concluded what I received in your packet. Our property insurance did increase. You can see the number breakdown at the top, but I think it's a total of 7 or 8% this year. I did get an email right as we started this meeting from him. There was a couple questions as far as like bringing me and the lab analyst on as full-time employees, how that would affect our general liability portion of it, which covers wages and all of that. And it's not going to affect it because we're office staff, not field staff. So the numbers that are on this sheet are good numbers. There's two options that you can do here. The first option is we can roll with this. There's only one company out there that was even willing to touch a bid on it. Looks like it's Cincinnati Insurance Company. So we can get this paper filled out, send it out to have it quoted and paid monthly until then, till we get that back and see how it goes, and then renew with sites. Or we can do what I prefer to do, is I would prefer to renew with sites right now, keep it the way it is, and shop it next year where we can potentially get more than one company to bid it out. So I guess I kind of just need to know how you all feel about that and what you want to do with your property insurance. Like I said, I think the total increase on here was, it's on here somewhere, hold on. It was about 8 or 9% from the previous year. A lot of that was due to adding another vehicle, and then our umbrella coverage went up almost $8,000.
How much is our insurance right now?
The current insurance is, I don't know that off the top of my head. I thought it was on here. I thought I wrote that down. Hold on, I can tell you. Give me just a second. I thought I did that math already, and I didn't.
I would just add that due to the circumstances and, maybe the renewal is just the right way to go now, but I would prefer to bid it out the next opportunity we get.
Our current insurance is $73,290. The renewal is $81,59. So that's the difference of
Was how much, 73 and then what?
$73,290, and it's $81,59 now. It's $6,869 difference from last year to this year. The majority of that is the addition of the other vehicle and the umbrella coverage increasing.
I think I'd go with what Brian said, but next year shop it, because you know how that goes. Once you do, you'll find some of them that go down, or they'll come down on it if they know we are, so.
So our property, the buildings, the structures, the grounds, that went up $3,000. The general liability or the automobile part went up about $2,600, and then our umbrella went up $14. So the majority of the increase, I was wrong, is in the property itself, which makes sense. We added structures, we upgraded the property, it's gonna go up. So, I will say, last year on the renewal, we did talk about shopping it, but all of that communications was going into an invalid email address, so I kind of reached out like, hey, I'm pretty sure this is due, and this is how we're landed where we are. I met with the guy as soon as I got a hold of him, we went through everything, so. Like I said, two options are bill it monthly, shop it with the one company willing to bid it out, which is Cincinnati Insurance Company, or we leave it the same. And I did speak with the guy's name's Nathan Strassel. I did speak with him. It is on the radar and on the calendar to be started well in advance so that we can shop it next year if that's what we choose to do.
Was that a motion then, Brian, what you said?
Either that or yours was.
I'll second Brian's.
So the motion on the table is due to the circumstances of where we're at right now with this, that we leave it the same this year, shop it next year. Does that sum up your motion? I got a first and a second on that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. That's the last thing I had on here. Next up is the public. Public, do you have anything you'd like to speak about?
Yeah, we're getting ready to start up. The boiler has been started purging, so you guys should be starting to get higher waste either tonight, tomorrow, rest of this week.
Okay, so we're not gonna get till the 20th.
No, I was mistaken.
That's okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. We were planning the
It keeps
14th.
changing and nobody knows.
We were planning the 14th, hoping for the 20th, so
Yeah, I
we're,
think a lot of people were hoping that, but.
we'll be okay. I think we're okay. The plant's in a good spot right now. Project, I think they're getting ready to turn that one over to us. Hopefully by the end of the week. I'd like to get that turned over and the sand up out of there before the rain hits this weekend. That's our goal. I actually have my guys going in today to help get sand out so that we can get that not going through our system, so. All right, anything else from the public? Nothing. We'll move on to item G. Brian, you're up.
Second.
Adjournment. Got a first and second. All
Aye.
in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Pat, I need signatures from you, and I need someone to witness a couple of these task orders real quick.